Tippy Top.
Welcome to the big time.
I'm the B-E-S-T.
The Prodigy. Woo!
The storm is coming. Greatness is my destiny.
I'm #1. Tippy Top.
Welcome to the big time.
I'm the B-E-S-T.
The Prodigy. Woo!
The storm is coming. Greatness is my destiny.
I'm #1. Tippy Top.
Welcome to the big time.
I'm the B-E-S-T.
The Prodigy. Woo!
The storm is coming. Greatness is my destiny.
I'm #1. Tippy Top.
Welcome to the big time.
I'm the B-E-S-T.
The Prodigy. Woo!
Then, now, forever. Together.
Welcome to Atlanta, and what a weekend! The Major League Baseball All-Star Game's in town. Beyonce is rocking the house tonight, and WWE hosted Great American Bash and Saturday night's main event yesterday. And tonight, we get ready for an historic event, WWE Evolution, live from the State Farm Arena. This is Countdown to Evolution, presented by Cricket. And there is the Eradicator, Rhea Ripley, trying to beat Io Sky for the first time ever and win a 4th World Championship. Well, Io, the world champ, wanted to fight the best, so she chose Rhea. The fact she's never lost in a championship match versus Rhea Ripley may have played into the thought process. Rhea versus Io for the title tonight. Miss Money in the Bank, Naomi, is going to keep a close eye on both the Tiffany Stratton, Trish Stratus match and the Rhea Ripley, Io Sky match as she holds the contract in her hand, but going to have her hands full. She's got a no-holds-barred match with Jade Cargill live tonight. And will it be Tiffy time in Atlanta? Tiffany Stratton takes to the big stage to defend the WWE Women's title. Or will it be Trishy time? Tiffany and Trish live tonight in Evolution.
I won't just survive. Oh, you will see me thrive. Can write my story. I'm beyond the archetype. I won't just conform. No matter how you shake my core. 'Cause my roots, they run deep. Oh, you have so little faith. Don't doubt it, don't doubt it. Victory is in my veins. I know it, and I will not negotiate. I'll fight it, I will transform.
want one thing, my women's world championship.
I have to rescue that championship from two massive disappointments.
Jade, I strongly advise you to proceed with caution.
This isn't gonna be easy. It's not the Attitude Era anymore.
Don't be surprised, I will still rise. Don't doubt it, don't doubt it. You know it, still rise. Just fight it, Don't be surprised, I will still rise.
And you are looking live outside the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. Thousands of WWE fans waiting to make their way inside for WWE Evolution, the countdown show presented tonight by Cricket. Hello again, everybody. I'm Michael Cole, set to call all the action at Evolution in just a couple of hours. Got a great panel with me tonight, including a former WWE champion, a former Mr. Money in the Bank, Big E, an accomplished big screen actor as well, is here with us tonight.
Too much on it. Too much on it. Right now, I'm just thankful we're not outside right now because it would look like I just jumped in the pool.
You ready for tonight?
Yeah, I can't wait. Yes, sir.
Also here tonight, Miss NHL, Miss WWE, my esteemed co-host, none other than Jackie Redmond.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here. You know, watching that package gave me chills because when I was a kid, I actually joined the wrestling team in the 8th grade because I was watching people like Lita, Trish Stratus, China do their thing, and I wanted to see what that was like. I did not know when I went to the tryouts, though, that it was not WWE wrestling. It was more Olympic
more like
style
single legs
wrestling.
and double legs.
It was a totally different thing. And then I had to stick it out. I was like, this is not what I thought I was. I thought I was going to have an entrance. I thought I was walking down the ramp. They're like, no, idiot. That's not what this is.
Well, thanks for making me feel old because I worked with all the, and called their matches, the people you just mentioned.
Yes, I'm very young.
Also here tonight, 5-time Intercontinental Champion, former King of the Ring, and the man who's going to call the action with me tonight at Evolution, none other than Wade Barrett. Welcome.
Thank you very much. It is ladies' night here in Hotlanta. I'm in my best hot pink, and I'm ready to see the toughest females on planet Earth throw down tonight.
Purple?
That's what I thought.
That's purple, bro.
Come on,
That is not pink.
on the screen. Make it look hot pink.
Twitter, is it purple or pink? Do the thing.
We are not the only ones joining in tonight. We've got reporters all throughout the State Farm Arena. Let's start things off backstage with Kathy Kelly.
Yeah, guys, a very exciting night ahead of us, and we have to talk about the main event. The Women's World Championship is on the line. Io Sky defends her title against Rhea Ripley, and history is on the champion's side. I caught up with Io as she entered the building earlier today, and she said that she can't let the fact that she is undefeated in singles competition against Rhea go to her head. This is Rhea Ripley we're talking about, one of the most dominant and driven superstars, not just in the women's division, but in all of WWE. So I'm going to track down Rhea, try to get an interview with her ahead of that match, and in the meantime, send it over to Megan Morant. Megan?
Kathy, it is a very special day for all of women's wrestling, but especially for Trish Stratus, because you can't talk about the history of women's wrestling without talking about the Hall of Famer Trish Stratus. But at the same time, we can't talk about the future of the business without talking about Tiffany Stratton. She's held the title for 191 days, and the entire WWE universe has been running on Tiffy time. And now these two have teamed together in the past. In fact, Tiffany gave Trish one of her favorite memories ever in a WWE ring because her children got to watch their mom compete. But tonight, Trish is looking to take it a step farther. She wants to give her children the opportunity to watch their mom become a champion and at the same time end Tiffy time. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks a lot, Megan. And it is quite the card tonight. Tiffany Stratton defending the WWE Women's Championship against the Hall of Famer, the legendary Trish Stratus. Tiffy time or Trishy time tonight?
Elsewhere, Jade Cargill, coming off of the biggest win of her career at Night of Champions, takes on Miss Money in the Bank Naomi. But in the last 24 hours, we got a huge announcement. The EST of WWE. Bianca Belair will be a special guest referee, but considering her history here, the question is, can she call it down the line, Cole?
We're going to find out in a fatal four-way tag team matchup tonight as well. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez with their first title defense since becoming teammates. They take on the team of Sol Ruca and Zarya from NXT. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair from SmackDown, and the Kabuki Warriors reunite from Monday Night Raw.
And of course, this is Evolution. We've got the NXT Women's Division represented on this card as well. Jacy Jayne defends her NXT Women's Championship against Jordynne Grace.
One of the most personal matchups you'll ever see. It's Becky Lynch defending the Intercontinental Championship against the inaugural Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria. And of course, Bayley in a triple threat match for the IC title.
And I am so excited for this Battle Royal, Cole. So many women with a massive opportunity. The winner receives a championship match at Clash in Terrace. So opportunity on the line for many superstars, both past and present, in tonight's Women's Battle Royal.
And in our main event, Io Sky will defend the Women's World Championship against the former champion, Rhea Ripley. Sky versus Ripley tonight. Let's take a closer look at this impressive rivalry.
You've never defeated Io Sky in singles competition. Does that affect your psyche at all going into this match?
Cover on Ripley. Sky wins.
Over the moonsault into the cover. Io's reign continues in NXT.
Io Sky counter. Io Sky is the world champion. Over the moonsault. Cover on Belair. Io Sky wins.
Rhea Ripley has never defeated Io Sky in a one-on-one matchup.
Io's always had my number every step of the way. Whether it was the Mae Young Classic to NXT, now for my Women's World Championship, that's always going to be on my mind. But I'm someone that likes to put this doubt into the fire that really sets me alight.
Mommy is the most dominant woman within this company.
Rhea Ripley is a genuine badass. How can you not be impressed?
This is my division because Mommy is always on top. Welcome to Monday Night Mommy!
With Evolution just around the corner, I feel like I need to start getting my priorities straight.
The Women's World Champion, Io Sky.
You are wrong about one thing. You are not on top. Not without this. Nobody in this division can stop me.
From world to stardom to the top of the world.
It's my era.
One of the greatest in-ring competitors the women's division has ever seen.
Nobody in this division will ever take this championship from Io Sky. I want to defend against the best. That means defending against Rhea Ripley.
Io, I have nothing but respect for you. And if that is what you want, then I just want you to know that I'm gonna stop at nothing to get this back. So at Evolution, Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky for the Women's World Championship. You're on.
What a gutsy move by Io Sky, who will be the Women's World Champion.
I am the real Women's World Champion.
Guys, I am here with Rhea Ripley. And Rhea, you have a lot on your plate tonight. The main event, the Women's World Championship on the line against Io Sky, a competitor that you've never beaten in singles competition. We've talked about that before, and the mental hurdles that go into something like that. So why is tonight a must-win for you?
I mean, you said it there. I've never defeated Io Sky. This has been going on since the second Mae Young Classic. That was years ago, and she's always been that one step in front of me. But that's the past at the end of the day. That is the past. For me, I have to go into this match knowing that she's going to want to capitalize on me letting my anger get the best of me, where this time, this match, is built on respect. So hopefully for my sake, I can keep my anger under wraps, but I'm going in there with a different kind of mindset that I normally have.
Well, you can tell that there's a lot of respect between you two, and I'm sure you have a lot to prepare for before tonight, so I'm going to let you go. But thank you so much, and I'm going to send it back out to the panel.
You know, for the past couple of weeks, we've talked ad nauseum about the record, the fact that Rhea Ripley has never defeated Io Sky in a matchup. And I want to start with Big E because, E, I want to know how important this is. Is it in Rhea's head? Can Io feed off of this, or is it a non-factor?
No, it certainly is a factor. Having someone that you've never beaten in a position like this as the main event of tonight, I think there's a lot of pressure on Rhea. She can't afford to lose a fourth, to go 0-4 essentially against Io. And, you know, I think the issue, right now, a lot of people are forgetting Io's greatness because we've seen Rhea, we saw her at Night of Champions have an incredible knockdown, drag-out match with Raquel at Night of Champions. And Io is someone we haven't seen in the ring defending her title very regularly. So I think oftentimes we forget how great Io is in the ring. And we talk ad nauseum about this streak, the fact that Rhea has never beaten her. But of course, that has to be on your mind going into a match with this magnitude.
So Jackie, he mentioned Night of Champions. You said to us on the panel at Night of Champions that the street fight with Raquel Rodriguez was a must-win for Rhea Ripley, and she got it done.
Yep.
So does that help her coming into tonight's match?
I think so. I think it does because I think in all professional sports, confidence is such an important thing, right? Like everything that you've done before, it counts, it means something. But Rhea Ripley is someone that hasn't held a championship for a while now. And every opportunity that she's been presented to sort of get back into the title picture, she's come up short for one reason or another. And when I've talked to her over the last 4 to 6 months, she's always talking about how she's got mixed emotions. She feels isolated. She feels alone. If she's not chasing a championship, if she's not competing for a championship, what is she doing here? This is where she wants to be. She wants to be on top of the division. She wants to say that mommy runs this place. Right. And she can't do that. She can't say that with as much confidence or as much swag if she's not carrying a title. So I think this is huge for her, and I think the win at Night of Champions does give her a boost of confidence.
So I want to ask Wade, here's another number to throw at you. In her career, Rhea Ripley is 11-4 in title matches. How does that play into what we can look for tonight?
Well, Rhea Ripley is so dominant, you expect every match that she walks into, you expect her to win. And I suspect those 4 that you mentioned, a large chunk of those are probably the Io Sky. That's the losses. And I'm completely split on this match. I agree that with the magnitude of this event, it was really important to have the 2 best women wrestlers on planet Earth compete in the main event. And for my money, that is Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. I don't think that is why Io Sky challenged Rhea. She challenged a woman who she thinks cannot beat her. That is the real reason Io Sky
You're not buying it.
No, 100%. And look, I've been a competitor. I know what it's like. We'll all sing Io Sky's praises. She's brilliant. That is the reason she chose Rhea Ripley tonight. She thinks she cannot lose.
You know, the very first Evolution took place back in 2018, a celebration of all what the women have accomplished here in WWE over the years. Throughout the Countdown show tonight, we are going to recognize and remember the trailblazers of the women's division.
this November.
It is quite the feeling here. It is electric.
The Padres home field gets a whole new lineup. When WWE
An absolutely incredible scene.
hits Petco Park.
A slugfest for the ages.
Oh my goodness. The epic performance that no one will ever forget.
WWE Survivor Series San Diego. Tickets on sale now.
Here we go.
Got the boots up. And Bianca Carter. KOD. Kiss of death. Belair. Ripley breaking things up. What action.
An instant classic to start WrestleMania Sunday.
Oh, hats off. The mental sharpness of Ripley there was just so good. Nothing pretty about it, like a defensive end slapping someone down.
And now Belair talking trash to Rhea. Bianca all worked up, and Rhea Ripley's hurt enough. And now the slugfest underway. That was a big right by Bianca.
Completely wobbled the knees of Ripley, who's still game to fight.
Now Bianca out to the apron. Ripley block.
Oh, God. The bitterness really has boiled over now, Cole.
There's some massive shots being thrown here late in the match.
Both women here looking completely reinvigorated as they throw the heavy leather.
And now Rhea dragging Bianca up toward the top rope. Bianca looking to block. Two of the most powerful women in the game going at it high above the ring.
Big right still.
Headbutt by Rhea drops Bianca to the floor.
It's about the worst place Bianca could have fallen for Rhea Ripley.
Io Sky now.
Uppercut there. Whoa.
Theo gonna do here from the top rope. Io Sky fired up once again. And look at Rhea, the power of Ripley trying to hang on. Oh, and first off the post goes Sky. Did you guys hear that?
Attempted a poison Rana off the second rope, but now
Belair now with Ripley up top. Oh no! Counter the KOD. Rhea landed on her feet.
Well, this is degenerated into a hockey fight with headbutts et al. Wait a minute.
Ripley went for the riptide, countered by Belair. Bianca, oh my goodness!
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Using the brain as a weapon. KOD by Belair for the win. Io Sky over the moonsault. Cover on Belair. Sky wins. Io Sky wins.
What? Here is your winner, and still the Women's World Champion, Io Sky.
What a match.
What a win for Io Sky.
Ladies and gentlemen, an afterthought no more. Io Sky retains her world championship. Combo and individual event tickets for SummerSlam at MetLife Stadium, JETS, Jets in East Rutherford, New Jersey, on Saturday, August 2nd, Sunday, August 3rd, are on sale now via Ticketmaster, just 3 weeks away.
And WWE Late Night featuring Tony Hinchcliffe will take place at Bergen Performing Arts Center in Englewood, New Jersey on Saturday, August 2nd, 11 o'clock Eastern Time, all part of SummerSlam weekend. Tickets for this closed-door event are on sale now via Ticketmaster as well. And breaking news, we're finding out just last night that Cody Rhodes will be a featured guest for WWE Late Night. So get your tickets now. All right, we've been looking back at Evolution 2018. Let's continue to do that with this last woman's standing match.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that match was called one of the greatest in WWE history, and this woman wants to make history again tonight. The Intercontinental Champion, Becky Lynch, will defend in a triple threat match against 2 women she betrayed. The inaugural Intercontinental Champion, tired of being an afterthought in this rivalry, looking to prove she belongs to stay in the same ring with 2 surefire Hall of Famers, Becky Lynch and this woman, Bayley. Bayley has not held gold in nearly a year. She hopes to add an Intercontinental Championship to her resume tonight in a triple threat match.
Welcome to the big-time Intercontinental Championship. Do you know how many opportunities there are for me to celebrate after everything that I've done in my career? Multiple-time women's champion, first woman to win the main event of WrestleMania, New York Times best-selling author, and now Women's Intercontinental Champion. I should be happy, but no, because of that disingenuous shame to my hometown, Lyra Valkyria ruined everything.
Since you started trying to ruin my life, I have changed. By trying to hold me down, all you did was unlock the side of me that is capable of destroying you.
You're gonna apologize. You're gonna...
Bayley ambushing Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch, if you think you taking me out for WrestleMania hurt me, if you think it broke me, I want you to know that you're wrong. That it made me stronger. I'm coming straight for you, and I'm knocking you down, and I'm taking everything that you took from me.
Intercontinental Championship up for grabs. And wait a minute, Lyra Valkyria out here now, coming to Bayley's aid. And now Becky takes out Valkyria. Bayley making the climb to the top turnbuckle. And wait a minute, Valkyria now attacking Becky. That's going to cause a disqualification.
What the hell are you doing? This was my match! If this is my calling, walking through a burning rain.
This title is meant to be about opportunities. But the greatest opportunity this title ever got was when I won it.
My title, I think it's time I took it back. I should be standing here as the Intercontinental Champion if it wasn't for you, and I damn sure don't need any more friends. You don't care about friendship. You know what that makes you? Just like her.
So we gotta watch it burn. You know you have to live to learn.
You accept being second fiddle? I don't. At Evolution, I beat Bayley. I beat Lyra.
when you won that championship, and then I watched you lose, and you raised her hand like a little bitch. At Evolution, I have to rescue that championship from 2 massive disappointments.
The Intercontinental Champion, Becky Lynch, going to be in the Hall of Fame one day. There's absolutely no doubt. A 7-time world champion, 2-time women's tag team champion as well. Becky Lynch defends the title tonight at WWE Evolution. We are live in Atlanta. Thousands of WWE fans filing in here at the State Farm Arena on what has been an incredible weekend. You know, ladies and gentlemen, back in 2015, Stephanie McMahon, well, she was in the middle of the ring, and she kicked off what she called the WWE Women's Revolution. And it was on that night that she brought 3 women to the ring to kick things off. Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, and the current Intercontinental Champion, Becky Lynch. Since then, Becky Lynch has gone on to become one of the greatest performers of all time in WWE. But Big E, she's got a new attitude.
Absolutely does. And you know what's interesting, too, is we talk about the 4 horsewomen, but Bayley's not on that list. Bayley came up, I think, several months later, maybe a year later. Yeah. And I think in many ways, Bayley has too often felt like an afterthought. And time again, we've seen the other 4 horsewomen win title after title, and we sleep on what Bayley has done. And, you know, going into this match, one of the things that I really focus on as well is the fact that there are no real allegiances. Oftentimes, we wonder if 2 people are going to pair up against the other. There's a lot of hatred amongst all the talent here. So I'm really excited to see just kind of how things play out. And I think oftentimes when we talk about the 4 horsewomen, we talk as if they're a collective of 4 women who are best of friends. They just happen to be bonded by the kinship of being great wrestlers who came up at the same time. I think a lot of the friendships, that doesn't exist between Bayley and Becky.
And one of the things, Big E, and I agree with you, that Bayley has a chip on her shoulder because she did not come up in that first wave, and I think she's been fighting that her whole career. Someone else who has a chip on their shoulder, Lyra Valkyria, who feels like she's been an afterthought in this whole thing as Becky and Bayley continue to butt heads. Lyra has a lot to prove tonight.
Oh, she certainly does. I feel like every week on Monday Night Raw, she's like, hey, don't forget about me. I'm involved in this too. And I think, you know, she's swimming with the big fish now, right? I mean, this is a huge, huge match for her. And I feel like ever since she got involved with Becky Lynch, she's sort of gotten more and more confidence. She doesn't back down. I know that Bayley, we saw some choice words from Bayley for Lyra Valkyria in that package. They're kind of calling her out for some of the quote unquote maybe rookie moves or mistakes that she's made. But I think she's learned a lot. I think she's got guts, all caps, exclamation point. I think Lyra Valkyria is an absolute badass, and I think this is a huge opportunity for her tonight. And honestly, I'm rooting for her because I think she deserves it.
Wade, who wins tonight?
Becky Lynch. Very simple. I mean, you've got to understand in this game, and I like what you mentioned about Lyra Valkyria becoming a badass. I think she's
and
had
learning,
that.
right? She's learning some lessons here.
She's learned the lessons that friendships, as Big E was mentioned, don't exist at the top of the card. It's a dog-eat-dog world. Any friendship you have is just transactionary at the very top.
You know that
That's
better
how
than
it
anybody.
works.
That I do, unfortunately.
No, the other 2 are still friends. They just booted you out.
Don't get me
Biggie,
started.
who wins tonight?
I like Bayley. I think she has a lot. Losing that spot at WrestleMania, that's got to hurt. That's got to hurt deeply. And I think she is on a run to prove she deserved that spot, and she deserves much more in this company.
Jackie?
I'm gonna go with the woman no one's picked so far, the first ever women's Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria. I think she's hungry. I want to hear more of her on the mic. I think she is awesome, and I think she's ready. I think that she, like I said, I think she's a badass, and I can't wait to see if she's able to handle this match.
Well, I agree with Jackie. And
You do?
tell you, yeah, I do. And I'll tell you why. Because I think Bayley and Becky are going to go after one another. There's so much personal animosity between these two, and I think it's going to leave the door open for Lyra Valkyria. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are rapidly approaching WWE Evolution. We are in Atlanta, Georgia. We're just 3 weeks away from SummerSlam, which is going to be shaped a lot by what happens here tonight in Evolution. And what a weekend it has been in Atlanta. Of course, the Great American Bash yesterday afternoon from NXT. Last night it was Saturday night's this main event on NBC. Tonight, of course, Beyonce is playing just across the street. We've got WWE Evolution here inside the State Farm Arena. When you talk about trailblazers in WWE, our guest at this time, who I'll introduce in just a moment because many of these fans are here to see her. Thousands are filing in to look at the women who paved the way for all of the women here in WWE, including the Hall of Famer, Torrie Wilson. Torrie, it is so great to see you.
Thank you. Good to be back.
You know, again, you were such an integral part of what the women have accomplished here throughout the years in WWE. How important was the first Evolution?
I cried the whole day at the first Evolution. I'm emotional today. From my standpoint and where things were when I was around and, how things changed even while I was there, it's really, really cool to see how far we've come. These women here are complete badasses, and it's incredible to watch every week.
Jackie?
You talk about being emotional at the first Evolution. When you think about that day and the show that you guys put on, what's the first thing that kind of comes to mind? People must ask you about it all the time. Like, what is sort of your standout, maybe moment from that night?
I think the biggest moments are always the ones that are not caught on camera, where everyone is just rallying for each other. We want each other to look amazing. Everyone is in their own element. They believe in themselves, so they can shower it on you too. And it's great to see that rallying.
And Torrie, your girl Trish Stratus, fellow Hall of Famer, is competing tonight.
No, I can't wait.
Might pull off the unthinkable and dethrone Tiffany Stratton. The big question I have is, when are you getting back in the ring?
Well, I don't know.
SummerSlam's just around the corner.
I'm not going to lie. When they called me to come today, they said it would not be in the ring. But I immediately went and bought myself some material to have some gear made just in case.
Of course, true pro. Old school. I want to ask you, Torrie, of course, you've had a Hall of Fame career, but how do you think your career would be different if you were in this era and not the era that you came up in?
I was just talking about this backstage. In my era, I didn't really know what my job description was. Sometimes it was wrestler, sometimes it was ballet, sometimes it was be cute. And a lot of times I learned moves and then I had a match that night. And so I literally was learning as I went. And the amount of stress and anxiety that included was unbearable at times. And I wonder, if I would have had even a year at NXT to hone my entrance and learn, how to wrestle properly, the stress would have been gone. I don't know how technical I would have been, but.
Well, you still ended up being a Hall of Famer. Torrie, it is so great to see you here at Evolution. Hopefully you have many more down the road, but I'm so glad you're here, and I know you'll be at ringside watching all the action tonight.
Thank you. Can't wait. Good
Torrie Wilson, ladies and gentlemen, WWE Hall of Famer. Now, Wade mentioned a fellow Hall of Famer, Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus will be here coming up next for a very special interview on the Evolution Countdown Show.
This October, John Cena lands in Perth for a full-scale WWE takeover. It all starts with SmackDown, ends with Raw, and in the center of it all, Cena takes the spotlight for one of WWE's most massive nights. WWE Crown Jewel in Perth. 3 nights, 1 epic weekend. All at RAC Arena. WWE TakeOver Perth this October. Combo tickets on sale now.
Welcome to the official Riyadh season opening ceremony 2024.
Live from Riyadh.
Crown Jewel.
And introducing the challenger, Toronto's own Trish Stratus.
What an amazing ovation. A standing ovation from over 16,000 fans for Trish Stratus' last match. We referred to the long history of the Women's Title King. The fabulous Moolah and Trish Stratus have both held that championship as recognized by the WWE on 6 occasions. Trish can break the record and become the first ever 7-time champion by our scorecard here tonight with a victory in her last match, which happens to be here in her hometown. And this is a slugfest.
Oh, this is great. What a match this is.
Irish whip right across the bridge of the nose with the elbow of Lita. And Trish again. Trying it one more time.
It worked. Third time's the charm.
Trish measuring Lita. Oh! Chick kick! Chick kick may do it. Chick kick should do it. Chick kick didn't do it.
I just can't believe that didn't work. I can't either.
Near fall here in this matchup for the WWE Women's Title. Uh-oh. Oh, Lita. Think about twist of fate. Satisfaction, no. He ran a counter. No. Trish had a fitting predicament what Trish doing here.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, JR, look at this.
You gotta be, wait a minute here. Wait a minute. Sharpshooter! Sharpshooter! The crowd's on their feet! The crowd's going crazy! The sharpshooter! Trish has got the sharpshooter on the champion!
Lita desperately trying to get to the rope to save herself, but Trish has it locked in.
That hole is as Canadian can get. It's over! It's over! And Trish wins with the sharpshooter!
By submission and the new WWE Women's Champion, Trish Stratus.
By God, I can't believe it! Oh, not that Trish didn't win the match, but Trish Stratus using Bret the Hitman Hart's sharpshooter.
And right, it was not stratisfaction, but it certainly supplied a lot of satisfaction for this huge crowd here in Toronto and for Trish.
These fans are on their feet at every level of this arena. Here in the Air Canada Center.
Undisputed super middleweight champion Canelo Alvarez faces undefeated 3-division king Terrence Bud Crawford in an historic clash that transcends titles on Saturday, September 13th at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada. This is a once-in-a-lifetime event that marks the beginning of a bold new era in boxing. Register now for access to pre-sale tickets before they go on sale to the general public at WWE.com/boxing.
Trish Stratus puts the women's title on the line against Lita.
Lita is looking to win the Women's Championship right here tonight. Can she get it done? We've been waiting for this a long time.
Oh, look at that matrix Matrix move, but hey! Look at this! Oh my gosh! And that's how badly Lita wants to become the women's champion. Lita, what's she doing here? Trish, get up, Trish! Lita's got no business up here. It's all or nothing. All or nothing, and then a moonsault. The hook. My God, Lita did it. Lita tonight is the new women's champion.
It was December 6th of 2004, the night that Trish Stratus and Lita made history, the first women to ever main event a Monday Night Raw. And tonight, Trish Stratus hopes to make history again, looking to win an 8th World Championship for the Hall of Famer. It's Trish Stratus versus Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship.
What time is it? What time is it? Since becoming champion, I have realized that there has been a target on my back. Some people thought I was in over my head and that I'd let the pressure get to me. I am always ready.
Tiffany Stratton finds herself in the spotlight of WrestleMania against the 14-time world champion. What a win at WrestleMania for Tiffany Stratton.
Ultimate physical test.
Tiffany Stratton is the last woman standing.
Now my sights are set on Evolution. And tonight, I have a surprise for everybody.
A Hall of Famer, perhaps the greatest women's champion of all time.
Trishy, what would Evolution be without some Stratusfaction? So I would like to offer you the opportunity to face me at Evolution for the WWE Women's Championship.
I've always said that careers are made of moments.
What a thunderous ovation for Trish Stratus here in her hometown.
Well, it's Tiffany and Trishy time in Toronto. What a moment for Tiffany Stratton to be able to team up with her idol Trish Stratus, the Hall of Famer returning.
Tiff, you gave me one of my most special moments by allowing me to wrestle live in front of my kids. But you know what? Does have a pretty nice ring to it. 8-time champion.
I would just like to make one thing clear. It's not the Attitude Era anymore. This isn't gonna be easy.
I'm gonna do what I've been doing for 25 years. That is deliver Stratusfaction.
This is what we came for. This is what we suffer in silence and pain for. This is not a game, no. This is where we stand and we show what we're made of. This is what we live for.
It's called Evolution for a reason. Once I beat her, maybe then I'll be considered one of the GOATs.
Tiff, I love you, but I will become an 8-time champion.
A career-defining moment. Tiffany Stratton, Trish Stratus at Evolution.
This is what we live for.
I am backstage here with the Hall of Famer, Trish Stratus. And Trish, it's such an important night for women's wrestling, but also an important night for you because you're looking to win your first singles championship in WWE since 2006. What are you looking to prove?
You know, there is an element of trying to prove to myself that I can still do it. But I think it's more about showing up for someone like my daughter or any of the young people watching and telling you that you don't have to fit into the box the world wants to put you in. you can keep evolving. You can keep reinventing yourself. You can keep showing up no matter what stage you are in life. And like at the end of the day, if I can just even inspire even one person to like chase your dreams a little harder, or like silence the voice that's saying you can't do this or you're too old, you know, then I've won. And at the end of the day, I think it's like it's not over until you say it's over. Well, unless you're talking about Tiffy time, and I will tell you that after tonight, Tiffy time will be over. Just, yeah.
All right, you guys, we'll send it back to you on the panel.
You know what's interesting is that ever since Tiffany Stratton arrived on the scene here in WWE, she has been compared to Trish Stratus. She's off to a very good start in her career, but she still has a long way to go. Wade, do you think that the comparisons should be made between Tiffany and Trish?
I completely don't. I think if Tiffany Stratton did not have blonde hair, nobody would make that comparison. I think in ring they could not be further apart. I think the gymnastic, athletic abilities of Tiffany Stratton are like something we've never seen before in this industry. Now, yes, I agree they are both great competitors. They both achieved a ton very quickly. Future Hall of Famer in the case of Tiffany Stratton, but aside from the blonde hair, I'm not buying it.
Both won their first world titles at 25 years old. Trish talking to us about that today. Trish Stratus never loses a step.
No, she doesn't. It's unbelievable. And as you know, a Canadian, Trish Stratus for me is, of course, I grew up being one of her biggest fans. I mean,
did you take a selfie with her at the pool like Wayne Gretzky?
No, I haven't got my pool selfie with Trish yet, though I think that'll make people equally as jealous.
I'd like one of those too, actually, now I think about it.
If I got a pool pic with Trish. Here's the thing, she wore that T-shirt, Your First Crush. Like, that's for everyone in Canada.
Yeah,
we love her so much there, and she deserves all of that love. And, you know, there's a lot of talk between her and Tiffany about, oh, you're the past, I'm the current, all this, that, and the other thing. But Trish Stratus, when it comes to women's wrestling and getting eyeballs on it and propping it up and being there when it needs her, she always shows up. And I love that about Trish Stratus. I think she's losing tonight, but I love that every time we do stuff like this or we have major events in Toronto, in Canada, whatever, she's up to the task and she wants to be a part of it. So
Biggie,
I love that.
Let's talk about Tiffany Stratton. Since she won the championship in January when she cashed in the Money in the Bank on Nia Jax, she's defeated Nia Jax 3 times, including in the last women's standing match. She beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. She beat Bayley. And tonight an opportunity to knock off Trish Stratus. That's going to be a pretty impressive 7 months if it happens.
No, absolutely. When you talk about greatness, and that's why I agree with Wade, when you make these comparisons, for me, I'm not going to go there yet because you need a body of work. And she's building that. She's getting there. And beating Trish Stratus here tonight will help add to her legacy. And maybe one day we'll speak about her in the same breath as Trish. But she has to continue to build that legacy. And look, I love that she's not kowtowing to these legends. She's not coming in and saying, Trish, thank you so much for the opportunity. She's saying, hey, I think I am better than you. And your time is in the past. But in the same way, I wonder if that confidence becomes overconfidence. And look, we talk about Trish, and she, you know, the words that ring true for me, or the words that keep ringing in my mind are, this isn't the Attitude Era. This isn't going to be easy. Trish was up against some of the best women of all time. And Trish is someone who takes great care of her body. She's very into yoga. She is someone who still has it. She still got it. So I hope that Tiffany Stratton brings her best and that she's not overlooking Trish tonight.
Well, nonetheless, Tiffany Stratton, of course, a former NXT Women's Champion. NXT will be represented here tonight at WWE Evolution as Jacy Jayne, the NXT Women's Champion, defends the title against Jordynne Grace.
We are the example.
We are the leaders.
We are Fatal Influence.
Jacy Jayne with the biggest challenge of her career, the #1 luchadora in the world, our NXT Women's Champion, Stephanie McCare. Hey, wait a minute, Jasmine Nix has the official bell and Henley, what the hell?
Here is your winner and the new NXT Women's Champion, Jacy Jayne.
I pulled off the most shocking moment in NXT history.
Jay-Z about to find out what it means to have a target on your back as one of these 4 women will advance to Evolution and challenge Jade for the NXT Women's Championship. The Juggernaut showing what she's capable of.
Oh my God! Torture rack bomb. Wow! And Jordynne Grace has done it.
From the moment that I stepped foot into a WWE ring, I had one thought, one singular goal. To become a champion in the best women's division in the world.
I sacrificed everything to get to the WWE. The Evolution in Atlanta, I'll finally become the NXT Women's Champion. I have to.
All right, Jordynne. I'm fully aware that you can bench press more than me. You'll never carry this division.
Shut up. Jacy Jayne running her mouth again. Let's all act surprised. But I'm not gonna surprise anybody when I beat you. And when I take that NXT Women's title from you, I'm gonna be the one steering this division into the future.
I'm sorry. Luckily for you, Fatal Influence will always be here to remind you exactly where you stand.
Certainly a numbers advantage now for Fatal Influence.
Jordynne Grace looking to stand her ground.
Has a fatal blow just been delivered to Jacy Jayne.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Jacy Jayne will defend her NXT Women's Championship tonight. She's been champion for 47 days since she shocked the world, beating Stephanie Vaquer. She's also a 2-time NXT Tag Team Champion. On the other side of things, many have called her the future of the women's division in NXT and in WWE. 3-time TNA Knockouts World Champion, just signed a few months ago, looking to win the NXT Championship here tonight. Last night, Great American Bash here in Atlanta, the main event, a great tag team matchup between Blake Monroe and Jordynne Grace against Jacy Jayne and Alan Henley of Fatal Influence. Very competitive matchup. And in the end, Blake Monroe would shock everyone. The newcomer would take advantage. And she put Jacy Jayne away, pinning the NXT Women's Champion.
There's my muscle muffin. We made such a great team yesterday, and it was my very first victory in NXT. You're the best, JG.
You know, after that whole beauty day, I really didn't know what to expect, but that was a great momentum builder yesterday. Thank you.
Oh, the pleasure was all mine. And if I can beat Jacy Jayne, you definitely can. Good luck.
Like, wait a second. This is the biggest match of my career. Jacy's gonna have Fatal Influence in her corner, and they're gonna be doing everything that they can to make sure that I don't win. I don't know how many more opportunities I'm gonna have for this title, so it would really mean a lot to me if you were in my corner.
Jordan, this is your moment. I don't want to take away from it.
You won't, and it would really mean a lot to me if you said yes.
You know what? I'll see you out there.
Some backup tonight, and look who's here. WWE Hall of Famer, man who runs NXT, Mr. WrestleMania, HBK, the Heartbreak Kid, my buddy, Shawn Michaels. Welcome, partner.
Hello there, Michael. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for having me. As always, I appreciate it.
Shawn, let's talk about yesterday. What an historic moment at Center Stage just down the street here in Atlanta for Great American Bash. What an event. Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah, it was phenomenal. Look, obviously NXT is on fire right now. It was a great event yesterday, Great American Bash with our ladies headlining it, obviously. And coming in tonight at Evolution, what better way than an NXT Championship match? Jacy Jayne defending her championship against Jordynne Grace. Clearly, as we just saw, Blake Monroe in her corner. Going to be an exciting night. Plus, the NXT women going to have some representation in the Battle Royal.
And also the Tag Team Championship match.
Absolutely.
So, Sean, you have called the NXT Women's Division the best on the entire planet. Why is that?
Because it's the deepest and it's the best. Look, I got news for you. When we started recruiting these unbelievable D1 athletes from around the world, it totally changed the game for the WWE and professional wrestling as a whole. And I'm telling you right now, when you bring them into the finest, best facility in the entire world when it comes to bringing up and training young WWE superstars, again, you can't beat it. Again, we've pursued athletes from all over the globe. They're flowing into Orlando, and we are producing superstar after superstar in the NXT division. If you watch it on the CW network, baby, you're going to see it every week.
And you want to talk about those athletes, Lash Legend, Kalani Jordan, Jada Parker, Sol Ruka, among others. I mean, just stealing the spotlight each and every week.
Yeah, you know, we had Tori Wilson up here, and she talked about how, you know, she wished she could have had a year in NXT to see what she's capable of, to see how good she maybe could have been in the ring. You know, you help these women sort of put themselves to the test, to learn, to train, to become the best wrestlers that they can be, the best athletes that they can be. What does it mean to you personally to be a part of that, to give women that opportunity that maybe, you know, 20 years ago they didn't have?
Yeah, well, again, I mean, it's, sometimes the irony is not lost on me sometimes when HBK is the one, you know, sort of out there doing this. But again, when you watch them come in so passionate, so hungry, and it goes for the men and the women, but especially these young ladies that come in, they are so gifted. I mean, there are times I joke with people like Kalani and Sol when I tell them, look, I think of things that I see in a video game, yet these young ladies can go out there and actually perform it. It's amazing to watch them grow, and they're at the very beginning. They're only going to get better. And nights like tonight, when they get to show the entire world what they're made of, these are going to be people you're going to remember for a long, long time.
And Sean, you talk a lot about the athletes that you're bringing into the Performance Center, but also you're getting some of the biggest free agent signings in the industry. We're talking about Jordynne Grace. We're talking about Blake Monroe. How do you keep them all involved? That to me, as a booker overseeing things, how do you keep them all highlighted when you have this incredible crop of women?
Well, again, we have a great team around us there at the Performance Center in Orlando. And
you got Johnny Russo, whatever.
Obviously, you got to love Johnny Russo, the head man. Obviously, Matt Bloom, the coach. But the entire facility, all the coaches, the producers down there. Look, we all pull the rope in the same direction. None of us are looking to go to the next level. We all love what it is we do. Our job is to produce athletes and WWE superstars for the future of this great brand that's given us such a wonderful living. And I got news for you. As we look around the entire globe, there are people that want to be a part of the WWE. You talk about it. Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, Jordynne Grace, Blake Monroe. They all want to be a part of NXT because they want to have the opportunity to have that experience of being a WWE superstar. And when we get a hold of them, we're going to do everything in our power to make it happen.
And what an opportunity tonight. A Jordynne Grace and, of course, a Jacy Jayne for the NXT Women's title, and Sol Ruka and Zarya could walk away with the WWE Tag Team titles. Once
Bring
again,
it
let's
home
hear
to
it
NXT,
for
girls.
Mr. NXT, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
All right, ahead of Evolution, WWE superstars spent time this weekend giving back in the Atlanta area by hosting a visit to Girls Inc. of Greater Atlanta as part of our continued commitment to make an impact in the community. And it was an inspiring day of mentorship and motivation as WWE superstars connected with young girls, including aspiring female athletes, and hosted a sports equipment distribution with Fly Forward to support their athletic journey. Girls Inc. is committed to empowering and inspiring the next generation of girls here in the ATL and around the country. We'll be right back with more Countdown to Evolution after this.
Julia, though, beautiful madness. Oh, big side suplex.
Beautiful.
And instead of going for the cover, she knows she needs a little bit extra because this matchup has a lot on the line. The biggest one ever in the women's division, hoisting up Vaquer and driving her into the mat for the win, for the titles, and Vaquer able to kick out.
Tonight, not gonna be that easy. It's not gonna be that easy. It's going down to the wire here, guys.
Both these women who are friends, teammates, shared in massive career milestones, are going to be part of each other's history forever. Another shot to the back of the neck from Julia to Vaquer. Vaquer right now, if the ropes weren't there, Graves, I don't think she'd be standing.
I gotta agree with you, but here comes the beautiful madness.
Put on the brakes for a moment, turn right back around. Vaquer coming in with a forearm. This is starting to break down. And who does it favor? Uh-oh! Dragon screw out the corner. Nasty, gnarly, and who's in control? It's the Women's North American Champion for the second time. Looking for that SVB. There it is! And she got all of it. Cover and a count, and Julia kicking out.
That's gonna be disheartening for Stephanie Vaquer.
Everyone from the start with the Hardys and Fraxium to now have brought it, Booker. They have stepped up their game.
Stephanie Vaquer, she should stay on the gas right now. Don't get lackadaisical in this moment because, like I say, just that little bit of time given could be it.
Up top, spinal tap. Got caught into a submission.
Triangle by Julia.
Is she gonna be able to hold on to the triangle choke? Nice counter. She knew she didn't have it. She's trying to stretch back in. Rings a Saturn. Locked in. And she's not looking for rings. She's looking for another championship title. And look at the joints. Look at the strain on the shoulder of the Women's North American Champion, Stephanie Vaquer, who's in a precarious spot.
Julia may tear Vaquer's shoulders clean out of the socket right now.
You guys have said you got to do what you got to do to get the job done. And that's what Vaquer just did by the tip of her toe. Right back in, got countered, rolling through, shoulders down one more time, and another near fall.
Vaquer is absolutely sudden in the ring.
The Rivenerci knee into the cover for Julia.
You got to be kidding me. No way.
At this point in the matchup, both women have pretty much landed their best shots. You've got to show something different to the opposition. Here we go.
Was looking for that Northern Lights bomb. Vaquer rolled through. Super kick under the jaw. Second one connects as well. Somehow, some way, Julia's still standing, but she might not be standing for long. SVB for the second time.
Got all of it. Oh, baby.
Not once, not twice. SVB for a third time. And Vaquer into the cover to make history at Roadblock.
Here's your winner, the NXT Women's North American Champion and the new NXT Women's Champion, Stephanie Vaquer.
We are now less than an hour away from Evolution Live here in the ATL. The Countdown to Evolution is presented by Cricket with fast and powerful nationwide 5G coverage. You can stress less and smile more. And of course, lots of WWE superstars and legends in the house tonight, including, of course, our women's tag team champions, Raquel Rodriguez and her new partner, Roxanne Perez. They will compete tonight with those titles on the line elsewhere. There she is, WWE Hall of Famer, Canadian legend, Trish Stratus. She takes on Tiffany Stratton tonight to prove a point that she ain't done yet. She said earlier to Kathy Kelly, she's done when she says she's done. And how about the NXT Women's Champion, Jacy Jayne? She defends her title tonight on a pretty big stage here at Evolution. We just heard from Jordan Grace before the break. She will have someone in her corner as well. And Nia Jax has arrived, looking confident as she gets ready for the Women's Battle Royal that'll also feature Hall of Famer Nikki Bella. The winner of this Battle Royal will earn themselves an opportunity at SummerSlam. Let's check in with Kathy Kelly.
Guys, the WWE Universe filing in, and there are many fans in attendance here in Atlanta. I see a lot of Rhea Ripley merchandise. We see Chelsea Green being represented here, and a lot of members repping red for the Bella Army. Speaking of the Bella Army, I'm going to have Nikki Bella here in just a few moments, but first, let's take a look at what she said on Monday.
You walked into an evolution that my sister and I started. I am the longest reigning Divas champion.
Her record-setting 301 days.
I want you to take a look at what a real champion looks like.
Nikki Bella is here. The WWE Hall of Famer, one of the most courageous women on the planet.
Bella Army, rejoice!
Nikki Bella is looking better than ever.
They also call this the Bella-lution.
Nikki Bella is back.
Bella and Nikki. There are so many members of the Bella Army in attendance. This is a long-awaited moment.
Yes.
I know there was a moment where we thought we might never see Nikki Bella in a WWE ring again, but you have been training and you've been training hard. I saw you in the ring with the Dungeon Dolls, preparing for Evolution tonight. So tell me, what does this mean for you?
Oh my gosh, it means so much. It means honor, legacy. I mean, we're here at Evolution, it's history, and it means women and women empowerment, true women empowerment. This is everything to me. This is my passion, my love, everything that I stand for. And to be back and to start this comeback here at Evolution, it's history making for me. It is a core memory that will be a part of me for the rest of my life.
I know, we waited long enough from Evolution, the original one, until today. But you're also a mom now, and I know that means a lot to you to have Mateo see you in the ring. What would it mean to have a championship opportunity?
I mean, that would mean everything to see his mom have a chance to win a championship and become a champion again, especially in Paris. That would be everything. I'm going to work damn hard tonight to get that opportunity, because those opportunities don't come by a lot, as we see here at WWE. So when you have that moment, you really got to grab it, and I want to grab it tonight.
And there are several competitors who you are very familiar with, but there's a lot of new faces as well. So who do you have your eye on in this Royal Rumble?
I mean, I got to say Stephanie. Stephanie is, I think, going to be one of my hardest competitions for sure. I mean, there's a lot of incredible NXT girls here tonight, and I'm like, I've been looking at all of them. I've been seeing them backstage, and I'm like, there is a lot of competition, but my eye's going to be on Stephanie. I love Stephanie, but when it comes to battle royals, friendship or people you like goes out the door. You are there all on your own. You've seen it with Brie and I when we've been in there. You are a one-woman show in there, and so that's what I'm going to do tonight.
Okay, well, feeling prepared for this Battle Royal tonight, and that is coming to us very shortly, so I'm going to let you go get more prepared, but in the meantime, let's send it back to the panel.
Kathy, thank you so much. The legendary guests on the Countdown to Evolution continue over here at the main set. You hear the crowd making noise because WWE legend Jacqueline joins us.
Yeah! I love it! Thank you, guys! Thank you so much!
And it's so well deserved. It's so great to have you here. How excited are you to see Evolution return and have an all-women's premium live event once again?
It's about time. It's about. I'm loving this. I am loving this. An all-women pay-per-view. Come on, the women are really stepping up, and I'm loving it.
Absolutely. So you were inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2016 in your hometown of Dallas. Can you describe what that experience was like, getting the adoration from the fans?
Oh, man, let me tell you, I was so honored and so happy. I mean, my heart was so happy just to be honored, just to be recognized for all of my accomplishments. It was great, and just to have my family out there supporting me.
Oh, what a moment it must have been when you look back on your career and sort of the evolution of women's wrestling in WWE. For you, like what are the things that you look back on as sort of like the integral moments of your career?
Let me tell you, you know what? I'm going to tell you something. You got to put in the hard work. And, I mean, you got to be dedicated. I have wrestled all over the world. I have wrestled. I mean, I pay my dues. And I'm hoping my wrestling career will inspire women of today, because it's our time. It's our time. And we're going to take it, too. Believe that.
Absolutely. So you famously beat Chavo Guerrero to be the Cruiserweight champion.
Yes,
What was that experience like for you?
That was so fun. Beating Chavo. You know, I love Chavo is a great guy, but I have to show him a little something here. You know, so I have to step up my game because Chavo is a tough guy.
Yep.
But I have to show him something. Don't walk over me because I'm a female. I can take care of myself, and I can hang with you.
Absolutely. Well, Jackie, thank you so much for everything you have done for the industry. Thank you for being here. We hope you enjoyed tonight. And once again, thank you for all your contributions to the industry.
Thank you guys for having me.
Enjoy the show. There's so many people walking around. I'm sure you're getting stopped left, right, and center.
And the women are going to kill it tonight.
Absolutely.
Believe that.
Yes, they are.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy Evolution tonight. It is a jam-packed schedule tonight here in the ATL. Of course, Evolution gets underway 7 o'clock Eastern time on Peacock. Then, of course, E and I will both be back for the post-show along with Joe Tess. And then we've got the Evolution Recap podcast. You can find that everywhere podcasts are found, as well as on WWE's YouTube channel.
Undervalued, underappreciated, underestimated.
Jade, you hate the fact that no matter what you do, I'm the one with the power to take it all away. Just like I took away months from your career. Just like I took away the tag titles. Just like I took away the big three. Because I told y'all I was done accepting scraps. And look at me now. Miss Money in the bank. So I strongly advise you to proceed with caution.
Naomi took everything away from me. She took my friendships, my title, and my health. I refuse to let anyone take one more thing away from me.
Well, Jade Cargill was ready to move on from this menace that is Naomi, but Naomi is certainly not done with the storm.
I'm gonna keep climbing regardless. I am the storm, and I can't wait to tear through this Queen of the Ring tournament. And when the dust settles, I will be your next Queen of the Ring.
Intercepted by Cargill.
Jade Cargill is your Queen of the Ring.
Jade Cargill has an opportunity to win her first singles championship. She's going to SummerSlam.
Should have proceeded with caution.
Are you okay?
I'm tired of this. Once and for all, give me Naomi.
And look who's back home. Bianca Belair. She's been dealing with an injury that's had her out of action.
Naomi blames Cargill for breaking up her friendship with Bianca Belair.
Bianca, please. It's been way too long. What is there to talk about? What do you want from me? Look, I know our friendship has been off the rails lately. Let's just let the past be the past and move forward.
We were best friends and you betrayed my trust. You took our friend and threw her on the windshield of a car and you lied about it to me for months. I trusted you.
You know, Bianca, I would hate for something bad to happen to you right here and right now.
Well, right here, right now, a storm is on its way to the ring.
But clearly no trust left whatsoever between any of the former members of the Big Three.
SmackDown is my home, and right now, my home is divided.
Jade and Naomi, no holds barred, no restrictions at Evolution.
I'll
have made a little arrangement. Allow me to introduce someone who can maintain order in your no-holds-barred match.
Oh, yeah! Bianca Belair will be the special guest referee for this no-holds-barred match.
All right, fans continue to file into State Farm Arena here in Atlanta as we inch closer and closer to Evolution. Michael Cole and Wade Barrett have hit the pavement. They've got a show to get ready for, so it is now a show of two.
It's just you and me, like the Trina song. Do you know that
Yeah,
song?
just the two of us?
Yeah,
also,
well, there's the
could
two of
go
us,
there.
but there's a you and me song by Trina. Anyways,
Anyways.
I digress. Yeah. We're here.
It's good to be with you. And, you know, we just watched an amazing package on Jade Cargill and Naomi with the announcement from last night that Bianca Belair will be the special guest referee. A lot of layers to this one, Big E.
Yes.
I mean, where do we even begin?
I think we begin at the Bianca of it all. Look, I think we know where things stand between Naomi and Jade. They hate each other. The hatred is very real. And look, if I'm Jade, the hatred is very justified. You pushed me through a car windshield. And look, I understand where Naomi's vitriol comes from, but I'm so intrigued to see how Bianca plays into all of this. You know, I feel like she has talked to Naomi about how hurt she was. There was the weirdness where Naomi talked about going to her parents' house and walking around and getting real comfortable.
Is a good way
yeah,
to put it.
just weirdness. I'll leave it there. You know, I love me some Naomi, but that was a step too far. But I'm now trying to figure out where Bianca fits into all of this.
And is it an advantage having her as a special guest referee for one superstar over the other, do you think?
I think going in, conventional wisdom says yes. I think Bianca is someone who does the right thing. She's someone who calls things down the middle. And I think the aggrieved party in this is Jade. So on paper, I think we're going to see a Bianca that might side a little bit more towards Jade because Naomi's tactics might, you know, go a different way. But I don't know. I don't know how it'll unfold.
Well, if that is the case, let's say, hypothetically, this is also a no-holds-barred match. And I think that might favor Naomi, based on what she's been carrying around in that briefcase of hers week to week. I mean, she is someone, I think, that is willing to do whatever it takes, right?
Absolutely, but Jade is going to be prepared as well for that. We all know that Naomi is going to be willing to pull out every single trick possible, but Jade knows that as well, and I think Jade is going to be prepared for that. But just knowing that it's a no-holds-barred match makes me think Bianca could very easily involve herself in this thing.
Do you think she wants to?
I don't think she wants to, but I think she's being pulled into this vortex. She's being pulled, whether she wants to move on or not, she's being sucked into this.
I think you kind of gotta want to be sucked in a little bit to get sucked in, don't you think?
I mean, look, like the big three had such a great run, and I feel like we only got a little taste of it. Seeing them together felt so right. It felt powerful. It like that was a moment, seeing the big three together and seeing it implode. It's hard. How does Bianca not have feelings? Seeing a group that meant so much to her, that inspired people, seeing that implode, like how can you not be emotionally invested?
She's
still?
only human, if you will. Do you have a pick?
Oh man,
I have one.
I think I'm going Jade.
Okay, me too.
Look, I have been on record going way back. Naomi, I've known her my entire career for 16 years, but I think Jade is going to continue to build momentum. My pick is Jade.
Yeah, Queen of the Ring. She's coming off a huge, huge victory at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia. I think she's going to carry that momentum forward into a victory here tonight. All right, still to come here on the countdown to Evolution. We've got plenty to talk about, including the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. They are on the line tonight, being defended. We will talk about that coming up on the other side here on the countdown to Evolution. All right, WrestleMania is headed back to Vegas. You can experience the non-stop excitement at WrestleMania 42 with On Location, the official fan hospitality partner of WWE. Unrivaled access, unmatched service, and unforgettable experiences. You can find your package at onlocationexp.com/WWE.
I had a dream. WrestleMania 41 was the most successful WrestleMania in history. We shattered every record from attendance to viewership. So we're running it back to the sports and entertainment capital of the world. I had a dream, I had a vision, I had to work for this and you It's time to double down, Las Vegas. WrestleMania returns in 2026. Are you ready? Now get me off of this thing.
Bayley, who's fighting back to her feet again, and a slap right across the face of the champion.
Never my friend, Io. I did all this.
Oh my goodness. The force of that dropped Bayley back to her feet, and now the slugfest is underway. These two women disdain each other. Went to the belly to belly again. Wow. And Io rolls her up. Shoulder kick out two. Ducks underneath. Io Sky. Will this be it? Go! Knee to the back. Cover. No, Io said no. I'm going to put her away. One more moonsault coming. Top rope connects to retain the WWE Women's Championship, and a kick out by Bayley. She's still in this damn thing.
You talked about Bayley wondering what she has to do to get the win. Io Sky's got to be wondering the same damn thing.
Bayley just kicked out of the over the moonsault from Io Sky, and now the link is rocking.
And now it's Io's turn to try to figure out what she has to do. Standing moonsault. Io gonna go up to the second rope with a moonsault, continuing the punishment of Bayley. Now looking to go up to the top rope yet again and put Bayley away. Bayley moved out of harm's way.
But Io able to adjust.
Bayley has her in possession. Rose plant.
Counter. Wow.
Oh my goodness.
This is awesome.
Absolutely incredible counter by the champion. Bayley with a clothesline.
Nothing fancy there.
Comes her inside out.
Bayley suffering through excruciating pain right now.
Drag herself back to her feet, using the ropes.
History is on the line.
Look at this place. They're on their feet in Philly. Bayley. Down goes Io, back suplex.
Bayley now, once again, making the climb. The champion is down.
Big elbow by Bayley.
Bayley can feel it.
Can she do it? Rose plant. Io's down. Covered by Bayley. Hook of the leg. Bayley did it.
Here is your winner and new WWE Women's Champion, Bayley.
Talk about gutsy. Talk about courageous. Talk about brave. Bayley did it all tonight against a very game Io Sky.
The 49ers fan wins a championship match on the Philadelphia Eagles field and gets a standing ovation from everybody.
Oh, how sweet it is.
Welcome back to the Countdown to Evolution. We are just over 30 minutes away from kicking things off, but as usual, you should visit the Evolution Superstore located at the center. It is open until late tonight. It is an all-women's premium live event here tonight in Atlanta. All right, now a special...
You think you know the grind? Flights, cars, new city every single week, bright lights, big fights, and the pressure to deliver. That's the life of a WWE superstar. But they're not the only ones on the move, because week in and week out, there's another crew hitting that same road. They're not chasing championships. They're making sure the rules get respected. Today we meet the women changing the game one count at a time. breaking barriers, blazing trails, and proving you don't need to throw a punch to make history.
Oh, man. Peaches, we're going to sing today. Oh, we're going to sing and dance today. Oh, yes.
No, we won't.
Yes, I'm so happy to see you.
Well, that's good, but you can do without singing.
No, singing and dancing. No.
This is Jessica Carr, a referee on Monday Night Raw.
I can't begin to tell you how much WWE meant to me when I was growing up. That feeling that I got in the arena, that feeling of excitement, that feeling of being part of something so much greater than me, I needed to pursue it. And ultimately that led me to a tryout where I was given the first opportunity to be the first ever WWE female referee.
On October 21st, 2021, Carr shattered boundaries, becoming the first woman to officiate a WWE match in Saudi Arabia at Crown Jewel.
To go out there and be that representation for women all over the world, it's change, it's progress, it's forward momentum, and as a woman, it's power. I was also the first woman to main event a PLE match for a World Heavyweight Championship. To hold up that title and what it represents, but also hold his hand up in victory was very, very special. And I ask myself every day, am I being the best version of myself that I can be? And that's what I want to do at any level in this company.
She got the natural beauty anyway.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, you do. You already know.
God. Oh.
You already know.
Stop. True. Why you come over here and do that? Do that.
All right, no, you got it. You
I'm
already got
blushing.
it.
For Daphne LaShawn, the story starts far from the spotlight, a world away, where a young girl began a tough journey and turned that distance into determination.
Before I got this job, life was extremely rough. My mom got really sick. We thought she was on her deathbed. And I remember I had a show and I wasn't gonna go because I wanted to stay at the hospital with my mom. And she was like, no, you go to that show because life still goes on, life still goes. So I went to that show, which led to me being signed, which then led to just a snowball effect of life getting better, my mom getting better, just everything changed.
On April 2nd, 2022, under the lights of AT&T Stadium, LaShawn made history as the first Black woman to officiate a WrestleMania match.
I get goosebumps every time I think about it because it feels like a dream up until like days later, and then to go, oh, I'm the first Black woman to ever referee WrestleMania or to referee in Saudi Arabia is so humbling because it's like me? Like, I'm just so thankful. Women wear so many different hats in life, so why can't I be sexy and strong and powerful and authoritative? People always come to me and they're like, you're a ref? And I'm like, yes, I am a referee. I was like, I really got this on my own. I got this in the bag. Refs are sexy, okay?
LaShawn and Carr started miles apart, but today they prove no dream's too big and no barrier too strong. They didn't just break through, they flipped the script. And every day, they're inspiring little girls everywhere to believe anything is possible.
A wonderful piece, and two women who are so deserving of that spotlight because I worked with both of them on Monday Night Raw, and they are so passionate about what they do.
Absolutely, just lovely human beings, incredible at their jobs as well, and I love that finally we got a chance to spotlight them.
Yeah, it's been great, and but that's what Evolution is about tonight, right? Spotlighting a ton of women, both in the ring and outside of it. We've had some guests on the show here in the lead up to Evolution. We are going to see a bunch of female WWE superstars in the ring tonight, but there's a ton behind the scenes too.
There are so many women behind the scenes that the whole reason we can put these shows on weekly are because of them. First, I got to shout out Kylie, who's standing right there. She's producing us right now. What up, Kylie? Yeah, give it up for Kylie. Yes, give it up for Kylie. Big Kylie. Oh, she's blushing. She's over there blushing. Also got to shout out Dr. Michelle Pascasio, who was the first person when I broke my neck. She was the first person who was there for me, made sure I was good. She's taking great care of me. Heather Mitchell and Still Photo, incredible woman. The seamstresses, Terry Anderson has been here for decades, making some of your favorite costumes. Also, Jolene. Got to give love to Kasama, to Blake, to Maura Connors, Tara Hollaby in NXT as a trainer, Julie Spatoni, who works in creative services, Victoria Walsh, the reason we get all the visas so we can travel abroad. Also in travel, I got to shout out Holly Von Holtz and Kathy Morrell.
Sue, shout out Sue.
Yeah, I was getting to Sue as well. Sue Padori takes great care of us as well. Jen Hagg, who's worked in catering for as long as I've been here and even longer than that. In talent relations, we have Aggie Dent, we have Bianca Borge, and I can't forget hair and makeup. There's so many women, I won't be able to get to them all, please forgive me, but we have Jet, we have Val, we have Megan, we have Kristen, we have Jackie, we have Brittany. They make sure that we all look good. They take great care of us.
We have a ton of female writers as well on the staff.
Yeah, we do.
We've
Alex.
got women in production. The whole show could be us listing women that help make all of this happen. And, you know, I have to shout out you, E, because there are not a ton of people that would think to do what you just did, and you did. And I don't want to get emotional, but, like, it matters. It matters. The acknowledgement matters from everyone. And so that is someone who truly actually does support women. They don't just say it. He actually just proved why he does do it. And then tonight, you know, on the card, I just have to say, I meant to say it earlier in the show, I love that tonight we have so many women in action, in matches tonight, where the first thing we don't talk about is what they look like. It's not a bra and panties match tonight. We're not doing Jello wrestling. These women are athletes. They are in the ring giving it everything. We've got the Genius of the Sky, Io Sky. You know, we've got the prettiest moonsault ever. We talk about Rhea Ripley, somebody who was surrounded by men in the Judgment Day and established herself as the leader of that group. Like, these things all matter for the little girls and little boys that are watching at home. And so I am honored to be surrounded by women who, you know, do step outside of the box and do it their own way and aren't necessarily like cookie cutter superstars, and all of that stuff matters. And so tonight is a great example, a shining example really, of the many different types of women that are successful in WWE in different ways that goes far beyond how good they look, and they do look good.
Absolutely. and also I want to acknowledge, like, I think Shelly Martinez a little while ago put out a tweet kind of acknowledging the women who were in the ring who had 30-second matches, who didn't get the opportunities. Oftentimes we talk about Ronda's contribution to the women's evolution. We talk about the 4 horsewomen. We talk about this current crop of women. But also think back to 15, 20, 25 years ago. There were a lot of very talented, passionate women who didn't get the same opportunity. We had Tori talk about, you know, wishing that she had an NXT, a performance center, to really hone her skills. So shout out to all the women as well who had to suffer through times. Like, I remember there was a time when I first started in 2009, the women were told not to throw punches. They were told not to wrestle like the men. So there were so many limitations on what they could bring to the ring. So we want to give so much light to the women now, but let's also give a lot of light to the women who were in the ring during a time where they didn't have the same ability.
Right?
Absolutely.
Philosophically.
Yep.
So
they didn't have the same ability to do what the women today do. Yep.
Well said by you. You know, it's I wasn't a part of the first Evolution, so I feel really lucky and honored to be a part of this one and to be able to hype up these women every PLE on these shows alongside you and to watch them in action tonight, because they are going to kill it. And we have a ton of coverage leading up to tonight's event, plus the post show, plus podcasts. We got tons of podcasts as well. I think that's where we're going next, Evan. Yes, we are. Evan, shout out to you too, because I wasn't sure there and you had my back. A lot of WWE podcasts to make sure that you tune into. Of course, Cody Rhodes, his show is crushing it. I love it. You got 6 Feet Under with The Undertaker. What's your story? And then tonight, you've got the Evolution recap show. You can get that everywhere podcasts are found. It's hosted by Megan Morant and Sam Roberts, who are here tonight. Let's check in with them now. Guys, what's up?
Jackie, we couldn't be more excited to break down all of the action from Evolution tonight. You guys can catch the podcast tomorrow, the Evolution Recap Show, wherever you get your podcast. But Sam, before we can recap, we got to look ahead at what's in store for us tonight. We got 5 championship matches, a battle royal with absolutely massive stakes. But taking a look at this card, what are you most excited about?
That's a loaded question. I mean, there's a lot to be excited about. Like you said, there's a championship match, an opportunity for it on the line in that battle royal. Rhea Ripley trying to beat Io Sky for the first time on a stage like this. But there's some matches that feel to me even bigger than the stage that they're on because they get so personal, because they get so grimy, because there is no tomorrow for one of the two participants. And the match that I'm talking about is Naomi versus Jade Cargill. It finally comes to a head, no holds barred. And with Bianca Belair as the referee, something has to give. Nothing is the same for those three after tonight. And I simply cannot wait to see where it goes. For now, let's send it back to you guys.
Guys, thank you so much. Again, you can catch the Evolution recap show everywhere podcasts are found later tonight. A special thank you to Dorothy for the official theme song of Evolution, Tombstone Town, the Outlaw Country Remix. The song features Lady Gardner, a rising country music artist who performed the national anthem at this year's Royal Rumble, and legendary guitarist Slash. You can listen now on Spotify and Apple Music. With that, let's get back to tonight's card. One match featured in tonight's event will be the Tag Team Championships. They are being defended, and this match sort of came together, or at least the first domino to fall was Liv Morgan suffering the injury and putting Raquel Rodriguez in a situation where she needed to find a new tag team partner. Let's find out how we got to this fatal four-way match here tonight at Evolution. Oh, there is no, okay. All right, so it is a fatal four-way tag team match. We've got Alexa Bliss teaming up with Charlotte Flair. Are they friends? Are they not friends? We got Raquel with Roxanne, who has subbed in for Liv Morgan, I suppose, and then Sol Ruca and Zarya. I mean, what do you make of this match? For me, I just can't stop focusing on Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, look, and I also want to give my condolences to Liv Morgan, speedy recovery. I think she was going to be a huge part of tonight. I was looking forward to what she was going to do with Nikki Bella, but we have a really incredible match on paper that I think is going to deliver as well. I love kind of the push-pull between Alexa and Charlotte. Look, between the two of them, 19 world championships.
Insane.
Solo world championship, women's championships. That's incredible. 5 from Alexa, 14 from Charlotte. They have done it all. And seeing those two come together, I'm really intrigued to see that dynamic. It's kind of one of those teams of convenience. I don't know if they necessarily love each other, but they're two top stars who I think still have so much to bring to the women's tag team division. And I'm excited to see what they do here tonight. Also, I had a chance to talk to Rox backstage.
Okay.
And I think she is really trying to prove something to Raquel, to demonstrate that, look, I know Liv is your girls, that's your road dog, y'all been in this for a bit, y'all won championships together, but look, I can do this too, I am talented too. And that woman is called the prodigy for a reason. Her talent, it leaps off the page. I love the way she approaches it, the way she can work a body part, her creative offense. She is, when you watch her in the ring, she's different from everyone else. She brings something very different to the table, and I think tonight she's really going to show out. And Raquel, I think she had her very best performance was at Night of Champions. Yeah. Raquel is getting better and better. I think she's getting more confident. I think they'll be great together as well. And the Kabuki Warriors, come on. Asuka is back. Kairi is back. Those two together have so much chemistry. They have done so much in this industry before they even got to WWE. But those two together, they're going to be on fire tonight. Asuka, for years, has been one of my very favorite wrestlers on the planet. She might be number one, depends on the mood. But she is just incredible. I know both those two. I saw them in the Performance Center a couple months ago coming back from injury. Now they're both sharp. They're getting their feet wet. I think they're going to do incredible things tonight, and you definitely have to keep your eyes on the Kabuki Warriors. But last, certainly not least, Sol Ruca and Zarya. First with Zarya. I don't know what's in the water in Adelaide. Her and Rhea Ripley, both from Adelaide in Australia. But Zarya is a powerhouse. Her and Sol, their chemistry, I feel like they've come together so quickly. I love what they're doing on social. They seem to really care about each other. They work so well together. And Sol is one of the most athletic wrestlers on the roster. She is a highlight reel, a human highlight reel, and she's going to show out tonight. So this match, I think, has so much potential to steal the show. Those 8 women are going to put on tonight, I promise.
I believe that. Do you have a pick, though? Do you have a prediction? How do you pick?
It's so difficult to. I love the Kabuki Warriors. I'm going Kabuki Warriors. But it's
You think Kabuki Warriors?
I think
okay.
Kabuki Warriors. I don't know, though. It's so hard. They're all so phenomenal.
I have a hard time seeing Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss team up and not get it done. But
Yeah.
I guess we will see. What about Liv Morgan? What do you think she thinks watching from home, watching Roxanne from home?
I don't think she
Step in her
likes
spot.
being replaced at all. And then, look, you can't really fill her shoes. There's no truly replacing Liv Morgan, what she's done to
I hope
build herself
Liv
up the last
Morgan
couple years.
live tweets tonight.
I'm sure she
I
will.
hope Liv Morgan live tweets the whole match.
I'm sure she will. But Rox will not disappoint. Rox will be incredible tonight, I promise.
Yeah, she's pretty badass, to say the very
Yes, she
least.
is.
All right, we are just under 20 minutes away from Evolution live here in Atlanta. We're going to take a quick break here on the Countdown to Evolution, but we will talk about the main event next.
You walked into my life just like a dream. Still you haunt me like a dream.
Is Becky actually going to go for the figure four?
You mentioned salt in the wound.
And now if she bridges, she's going to...
No, Becky doesn't have it. I don't believe Becky has it fully locked in. Maybe has a modified heel hook.
But Charlotte screaming in agony. And now slapping one another, beating the heck out of one another.
Charlotte looking to reverse the pressure.
And it does now. It's Becky who can tap.
Yeah, but again, it wasn't locked in perfectly to begin with. This is going to be painful, but not enough to end the matchup.
Charlotte has a 5 count to break the hold, which she does.
She did have that one leg locked in deep. Not fully fastened.
The Barclays Center in Brooklyn, home to Survivor Series. Over 15,000 on their feet throughout this matchup between the Raw Women's Champion Charlotte Flair and the SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair, the Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch. And Charlotte with a boot, driving Becky to the floor.
An absolutely brutal brawl of spite and deep personal hatred for each other.
Take a look at this boot from Charlotte Flair. Right in the mug of big-time Bex, and once again, Charlotte making the long climb up top.
Welcome to Friday night, Corey Graves.
It's Sunday, Pat. It's Raw versus SmackDown. It's champion versus champion.
And it's Charlotte Flair with a moonsault. Didn't get all of it, but it may be effective enough.
See the passion in the eyes of Charlotte Flair as we look once again at Flair soaring through the sky. Didn't get full maximum impact, but the elbow caught Lynch under the chin once again.
And it eats at Charlotte Flair. She needs to be the absolute best. She needs to be the greatest of all time. That is what drives her.
As you see her use her momentum.
Crawls to the cover. Hook of the leg now on Becky. Near fall for Charlotte Flair.
She used...
And now a disarmer. This is Becky Lynch's submission hold.
Insult to injury. Lynch is in trouble. Center of the ring.
Nowhere for Becky to go. Charlotte with the disarmer in, trying to manipulate the joints, the fingers there of Becky Lynch. Becky trying to drag herself somehow to the bottom rope for some sort of break here.
That's locked in deep. That arm's bending, and somehow.
And Becky makes it.
Charlotte sensed desperation.
Oh!
Guys, I will admit, the deeper this matchup goes, the more comfortable and confident Charlotte Flair appears to be.
And Charlotte unloading on Lynch.
This is her zone, Corey.
And Becky now with a right hand. Becky Lynch trying to duck underneath.
O'Connor rolls, shoulders down.
Roll up. Charlotte's got the ropes. Charlotte's got the ropes in the ref corner.
Great call by the official.
And now Lynch rolls through. Becky's got the ropes. Becky's got the ropes. The ref didn't see it.
What the hell is this ref doing?
Here is your winner, the Raw Women's Champion, the Man, Becky Lynch.
The countdown to Evolution continues. You see that countdown clock presented by Cricket. Just over 11 minutes to go until we kick things off here in the ATL. Jackie Redmond alongside the legendary Big E, and happy to be here. We've got an amazing, amazing card here coming up tonight, including our main event between Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. They have faced each other time after time after time, Big E, and every time one thing remains the same, and that is the result. Io Sky undefeated in singles competition against Rhea Ripley. She just seems to have her number for some reason.
That she does. Look, I keep going back to right before WrestleMania, and everyone just assumed that Bianca was going to go on and face Rhea, and Rhea is just going to get through this little match.
Remember
but
that epic shot of Io in the middle, and she just starts yelling?
Right.
She's like, ah!
Too many times she's been pushed to the side. Too many times she's forgotten about as one of the best wrestlers on the planet. I think this match is going to be truly incredible. They have been going back and forth since 2018, and I think this match is probably going to be their best match yet.
Why do you think it is that Io Sky has gotten the best of Rhea Ripley to this point? What is it?
I think Rhea is oftentimes it's the Judgment Day stuff. Oftentimes it's the dominant of it all. She has so many different things that she's juggling, so many things that she has to keep her head on a swivel for. And Io, I think, has just been laser focused. She knows what she wants. She knows what she's going after. She doesn't have all these side characters. She doesn't have a clubhouse to worry about.
She's no nonsense.
No
Io's
nonsense.
No nonsense.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's well said. And for Rhea Ripley, she has been trying to find a way to get her championship back, right? And she has come up short at a lot of those opportunities. And for whatever reason, Io Sky says, you know what, I'll give you another. I'm going to give you a shot because I want to take on the best of the best at Evolution. Wade Barrett said earlier he didn't believe that. I do believe it. But do you think that Rhea Ripley, do you think it's her time? Do you think it's her time to kind of figure out how to beat Io and get that title back over her shoulder?
You can never count out Rhea Ripley. She is someone who, it is so hard to believe that this woman is only 28 years old. She has done so much in this industry, in this company, and she's only 28. I think a lot of people are already checking that box. Once again, just like they did a few months ago, they're already saying this is Rhea's time. She's going to walk out as champion tonight at Evolution. And I think Io has a great opportunity once again to prove people wrong, to demonstrate that she belongs at the very top of this industry for a very long time.
Yeah, she's silently deadly, this Io Sky. She hasn't even been pinned in 2025.
She hasn't.
Hasn't happened.
She hasn't. But I also love how much people are getting behind her. I see more people doing the Io emo, it's gaining momentum as well. But no, she is truly incredible, and she's going to demonstrate that here tonight.
Rhea Ripley has had such an interesting year, right? Well, basically more than a year. Basically, since her and the Judgment Day broke up, her career she's faced some adversity, right? She's faced some, I think, inner conflict. You talk to her, she talks about feeling isolated once she lost the championship to Io Sky. She talks about, not having as many friends around in 2025 for Rhea Ripley. And she talks about how, before Night of Champions, she said, if I'm not chasing championships, what am I even doing here? That's what matters. I think Rhea Ripley knows that at the end of the day, when it comes to the greatest of the greats in sports and entertainment, it's about championships. It's about rings. It's about how many times did you win. And I think Rhea Ripley is dead set on, getting mommy back on top, if you will.
Absolutely. And earlier, Wade mentioned the fact that when you're at the top of the card, you can't worry about friendships. It's not about friendships. But I will say, when I was WWE champion many moons ago, having Kofi and Woods, the few times that we were on the same show, when we were all still tight, having that support system, having that family there to lean on, it allows you to deal with the stresses of being on the road, with the ups and downs. And I think that Rhea, it took her a little while to kind of find, who am I without the Judgment Day? And even after the Judgment Day, when it was her and Priest, now Priest is on another show. He's not around. So now, your family, the people you leaned on, the people you could cry to, the people you could, be in catering with, they're gone now. And it's just you. And who are you? When all those things are stripped away, who are you? And how do you deal with all the pressure that comes with being a world champion?
It's well said, and I think that's exactly what Rhea Ripley has been navigating, particularly since she didn't have that championship, right? She went through all that adversity, but she still had a title for a lot of that. I think since she's lost that and lost her friends, she's been trying to figure out, how am I doing this on my own? How am I taking accountability for my own path in WWE? Tough test tonight, taking on Io Sky in the main event, a woman she has never been able to beat one-on-one. It's one of many amazing matches on tonight's card here at Evolution. Let's go back to Jade Cargill and Naomi. They are in a no-holds-barred match. There is no love lost. These women absolutely hate each other, and now they've got the EST of WWE throwing on the zebra stripes to referee this match. I mean, should we expect shenanigans here?
We should absolutely expect shenanigans. I think Bianca, there's a good chance she gets her hands dirty here tonight. I don't know which way. I'm intrigued to see. I also, to your point, we might also need someone to check. I saw a taser in that briefcase earlier.
Stop it!
Naomi had a taser in there, and she put it online. I don't know if that's allowed. But anyways, I think she is someone who, this version of Naomi.
Have we seen tasers in WWE before? That'd be a
there
first.
have been tasers.
Okay.
Yeah, Goldberg was tasered before many years ago. Kevin Nash. Yeah. Anyways, don't worry about it. But look, I think Naomi, this version of her, this is her most confident version. This is her most focused version. But she also has the briefcase right now. Do we see her cash in? That's always on the table as well. So that intrigues me. But there is so much steam to this rivalry. I think this will be the big blow-off. This is going to be the culmination. And I think probably the two of them will go their separate ways. Who knows? But this feels like this has heated up so much that this is how this has to culminate, with no rules, with no rope breaks, none of that nonsense. We're going to beat the hell out of each other, and one person will walk away the winner.
It's going to be violent, I think. We just talked about the Fatal 4-Way for the Women's Tag Team Championships, so we'll be a little quicker on this one. But your expectation for this match, could it be match of the night?
I think very much so. I think those 8 women are going to go out, going to put on a show. So much athleticism. I'm telling you, look out. There needs to be a Sol Ruca cam. I just want to see what kind of incredible things that Sol Ruca does. I can't wait.
All right, elsewhere, the NXT Women's Championship also on the line. Jacy Jayne defends against Jordynne Grace. Who do you think, how important is it for Jordynne Grace to get the W tonight, do you think?
I think it's really important for Jordynne. Since we first saw her in TNA and starting to do things in NXT, in WWE, I think people have automatically assumed, look, she's coming over to WWE. She's going to be a world champion. It's just inevitable. Jordynne Grace has felt inevitable for a while, but let's not count out Jacy Jayne. I think she is someone, we first saw her in NXT 5 years ago, in 2020. She has grinded for a while. She's gotten better and better. She's better in the ring than people. The people don't talk enough about how good she is in the ring, and I think a lot of people have just assumed this is Jordynne's time, but watch out for Jacy here tonight.
All right, our triple threat match. Becky Lynch defends the Women's Intercontinental Championship against Bayley and the first ever in Lyra Valkyria. Who do you like in that one?
Like I said before, I like Bayley. Bayley has been disrespected too long. She's talked about not being on the posters when the other women have been. She has talked about being neglected, losing her spot at WrestleMania. She is a woman who has been pushed to the back far too often despite all of her contributions to WWE. I think Bayley is going to take that anger, that frustration, and she's going to be Intercontinental Champion here tonight.
All right, we're going to hit a pause on running through the card because I'm being told Cathy Kelley has one final update before Evolution. Cathy, what do you got?
Well, I was hoping to get an interview with Bayley, but she is mere moments away from stepping into the arena and into that triple threat match to kick off the show with Lyra Valkyria and Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch. So understandably, her focus is on the task at hand, but Bayley did tell me that she has been looking forward to this Evolution since the last one. The only way that it would make tonight more special is if she could kick some Irish butt and take home that Intercontinental Championship. Will she make history tonight and add to her already impressive resume? We will find out in mere minutes.
All right, Kathy Kelly with the breaking news that triple threat will kick off the evening tonight. We haven't even talked about the Battle Royal. Like, we don't have enough time, but like, this is a huge opportunity for some of the women in this match to not only make a statement, but to get themselves a title opportunity at Clash in Paris.
No, absolutely. Even just for the vacation alone, even just for the free flight to Paris, I'm like,
let's go to the
trying to win
Eiffel
that
Tower,
match.
baby.
Absolutely, but the stakes are very high, and I think Natty also alluded to the fact that we might see some surprises. The field is already very stacked, but we don't know who might also be in this match tonight.
You have a dark horse pick, because I do.
Who do you got? You go first.
I love Ivy Nile. I think people need to look out for Ivy Nile. I think she is an absolute force. I also think Maxine Dupree has been putting in a ton of work with Natalia and TJ and trying to learn from some of the best and some of the people that have been around a long time. So I think she's going to have a strong showing tonight, too.
Yeah, you know, I was there for Kalani's tryout. I love her growth.
Yes.
I love seeing that young woman who was so athletic learn the business, get better and better and better. It's hard not to root for Kalani. I'm going Kalani.
All right, fair enough. I love that. All right, how about Tiffany Stratton offering the legend Trish Stratus a chance at her championship?
Look, she is very confident, and rightfully so, but Trish has an opportunity to further add to her legacy. I'm probably going Tiffany Stratton here tonight to walk away, but I do not count out Trish.
You said the word. To me, this match is all about legacy. Trish Stratus has hers. It's solidified in stone. Tiffany Stratton still writing the early chapters of hers. I think it shows a lot of confidence that she wanted this match because I think she's really smart and I think she knows what a win over someone like Trish Stratus will do. I think it's Tiffy time. I don't know if that's clocking to Trish Stratus, though. I don't know if that's clocking to her that Tiffany is standing on business.
Not the Bieber, not the Bieber.
Listen, you got to drop it. Great album. I don't care what anyone says. All right, we're 30 seconds away, Big E, from an all-women's PLE Evolution for the first time since 2018. What are you excited about? You got 10 seconds.
Oh, man, I'm excited for this main event. Don't sleep on Io. Stop sleeping on Io Sky. Stop doing it. You've done it far too often.
Io Sky in the main event tonight, taking on Rhea Ripley. She is undefeated, but it's the triple threat kicking things off. Thank you so much for watching. Evolution starts now.
The prodigy. Woo!
A storm is coming. Greatness is my destiny.
I'm #1. Tippy Welcome to the big time.